In an effort to promote communications with fidelity and understanding of St. Johns County Schools' new Teacher Performance Appraisal System, Empowering Excellence in Educators, or EEE, this video was produced for the purpose of providing further background, information, and explanations of processes that are currently in place. As members of the Race to the Top Committee, which is made up of several teachers, administrators, and district office personnel, we have been involved in discussing and making decisions in order to craft the Marzano model to best meet the needs of instructional personnel in our district. Why? Because the purpose of this model is to improve instruction, which in turn will lead to increased student achievement. We have been recently reflecting on all the new things added to our instructional tool belt: learning goals, scales and rubrics, data notebooks for written assignments, new lesson plan formats, and finding new ways to track student progress. You may be asking yourself, how will this impact student learning? And why do students need to know this? How can I prove that what I am teaching is impacting their learning? We are completely aware that our fellow teachers have been overwhelmed by all the changes and new expectations propelled by EEE. We feel this as well. This model should not compromise our creativity or enthusiasm for our subject. Teachers should feel confident in taking ownership alongside school leaders to come up with the solutions to these challenges as a team. We feel that teachers learn best from fellow teachers because we have established relationships and trust each other. Through collaboration and collegiality, we can learn more about ourselves, each other, and collectively improve. Yes, we anticipate challenges with all the new change as well. We welcome your comments and questions to further assist with our solutions, allowing us to communicate these goals and training in an engaging manner. Our initial advice is to be patient as we adjust to the new evaluation model. Be intentional with your practice, and you and your students will find success. We are hoping that this video will assist you in gaining the understanding you need to apply this system to your daily routine without complication. At the end of this video, we will provide an email address where you can direct any further questions, concerns, or requests for clarification to any part of this presentation. This is where you, the teacher, can help us make a difference. We thank you for your time. The teacher performance evaluations are conducted throughout the year in the form of formal or informal observations, as well as a series of 5-minute classroom walkthroughs. We feel these reviews and provisions of prompt feedback will surely accelerate your ability to be more effective throughout your teaching career. Formal observations are those being scheduled and/or announced to include pre- and post-conferences with an in-classroom duration of 1 full teaching period. Informal observations will be either announced or unannounced and have a classroom duration of a 15-minute minimum. Note that only data collected in either formal or informal observations will be reflected in your summative evaluation scoring. These observations are based around 2 types of teacher categories. Category 1 teachers are those who are either new to the district or in their first 3 years of teaching experience here in St. Johns County. Category 2 teachers are those who have been teaching in the St. Johns County district for more than 3 years. Category 1 teachers will participate in a minimum of 3 informal observations, 2 formal observations, and a minimum of 8 walkthroughs per school year. Category 2 teachers will participate in a minimum of 2 informal observations and 1 formal observation, as well as a minimum of 8 walkthroughs per school year. Data and performance feedback are collected with each observation and made available to the teacher by the evaluator. The summative form is used to keep all of your evaluation data conveniently organized. The summative evaluation form has a couple of boxes on it that might be of interest to you. The first box is for your Classroom Observable Strategies score. This score is directly associated with domains 1, 2, 3, and 4. The score is based on the overall number of tallies for each domain. These tallies are representative of performance level. Level 4 indicates that you are being innovative in your domain-related practice and approach. Level 3 shows that you are confidently applying these subjects to your practice. Level 2 suggests that you are developing a routine of use. Level 1 recommends that you are just beginning to implement these practices into your daily routine. Level 0 represents that you are not using these practices at all. Your tallied score is then adjusted with the percentage of Level 3 and 4 associated scores combined. At the end of the evaluation, this box will reflect the total of your teacher performance score. All of the data, feedback, and summative information can be viewed throughout the evaluation process on the iObservation website once you have registered. To log on, you will need your e-number and the rest of your district-issued email address. If you are new to the site, you will need to establish a password. Once registered and logged in, you will have access to professional development tools, protocol forms and tallies, as well as your ongoing evaluation score. This will enable you to keep track of any new observation tallies that are entered throughout the year. These tallies will be collected over the course of your evaluation and made available for review on your personal iObservation calculation page. The box at the top left will always remain empty, or NA, as we have chosen to include our own district-issued VAM, or Value Added Measure score. This score will be found on your summative form and adjusted into your final teacher performance score. The box on the far right will reflect your final evaluation score. This will remain NA throughout most of the year, until all of your evaluation scores have been calculated and finalized. The box in the middle is your instructional practice score. This indicates your current standing at any time during the evaluation process. As each observation is completed and entered into the system, your score will update automatically. If the box has the word Adjusted at the top, this means a bonus has been calculated into the score. This page can be viewed as a snapshot into the teacher's personal evaluation process. These 4 boxes represent the 4 domains for which the tallies are collected. For example, a closer view of Domain 1 reveals 2 Level 4 tallies and 7 Level 3 tallies, resulting in 9 total tallies for Domain 1. Notice to the right of these numbers there are representing percentages. This column will always add up to 100%. In this example, 22.22% of the tallies are at Level 4, and 77.78% of the tallies are at Level 3. Let's talk for a minute about the instructional practice score, or more important, how the bonus is adjusted into your final practice score. In this example, the overall status score is on the far left. The bonus score is in the middle, and to the right we see the 2 scores added together to represent the overall final status score. The bonus rule is as follows. If the total percentage of Level 3 and 4 tallies is equal to or greater than 50%, you will receive 1/4 of the percentage as a bonus. So 50% of your tallies must be at a Level 3 or 4 in order for you to be eligible to receive a bonus. Here is an example of a final 4-domain tally calculation score from the iObservation instructional practice form. Notice, 14% of the overall teacher's tallies were at a Level 4 and 78% were at a Level 3. The system then adds up the total percentage of Level 3 and 4 tallies. Based on this example, the teacher has 92% of all tallies at either Level 3 or 4. This percentage gets multiplied by 0.25, giving us an end result of 0.23. This is then added to the overall status score, resulting in the teacher's overall final status score. The VAM, or Value Added Measure, is a collection of state-projected learning gains and student growth models. Let's define the roles of both. Learning gains are a set number of developmental scale score points set by the state. Level 1 and 2 students are expected to attain these points each year to show personal growth. Level 3, 4, and 5 students are expected to maintain this level from one year to the next, thus supporting consistent growth. Student learning gains are most important for two reasons. They represent 50% of your school's grade focused on the areas of reading and math, and school recognition funding is based around the achievement and consistency of these learning gains. Student growth model is based on all students increasing their state-projected developmental scores from one year to the next. This result plays directly into the teacher's personal evaluation score. These projected student growth models are based on the student's FCAT scores from the previous year. Simply put, learning gains equals school's grade, student growth equals teacher's score. There are several factors that play into this state projection. It relies on calculating an expected growth value for each student based on various factors, attendance playing a major role due to the inconsistencies throughout the school year. Other factors include age, class size, number of relative courses, ESE, ELL, and gifted status. There are some factors that are exempt from the projected model due to state laws and regulations such as gender, race, and socioeconomic status. The VAM score also allows us to keep focus on whether or not each student has met, exceeded, or fallen short of their projected growth. Calculating these projected growth scores is not the responsibility of the district. They are issued to us directly from the state at the end of July. You will receive your personal score at the end of the school year, and the student performance score will be presented upon your return the next fall. Note, the VAM does not rely on proficiency or learning gains. It relies on the expected growth of every single student. Here is an example of the student growth model. Student A exceeds his projected growth by 30 points, whereas student B falls short of their projection by 10 points. Within these examples, it's important to re-emphasize the biggest factors that determine these state-issued projections, being last year's FCAT test scores and student attendance. This score is then placed in the second box of the summative score form. The last box is reserved for the final summative score. This is calculated by adding the top two boxes and dividing the total by 2. This means your observable strategy score is worth 50%, and the VAM score, issued by the DOE, is 50% of your final summative score completing your evaluation. You will notice a scale at the bottom of the form that rates your teaching practice as highly effective, developing if you are in the first 2 years, needs improvement if you are in 3+ years, or unsatisfactory. With this scale, your principal can effectively associate the amount of bonus percentage based on your ability to be either highly effective or effective in your teaching practice. At this time, your principal will issue the VAM score provided by the DOE and calculate your final score. Once this score is finalized and approved, this section will require the dated signatures of both teacher and principal in the spaces provided. We know there are a lot of questions surrounding this new evaluation system and its implementation into your daily routine. Below you will find links to the most commonly asked questions and noted concerns. We are doing our best to provide the right answers and the best solutions. You will also find an email address that you can use to personally request attention to issues, voice your opinions, and interact with the ongoing development process. Know that we encourage you to be a part of this process and look forward to hearing from you. Again, thank you for your time and attention. We hope you have found some much-needed insight to the EEE system. Feel free to return and refer to these sections as questions arise. It is our focus to provide you with a greater sense of understanding and confidence in this process.